it feel to be back here at home playing in front of the fans?
Great. This place is unbelievable, and I don't ever get used to it. Shoes. Nice shoes.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't even feel it.
John, Mike was talking about it. You feel really much reading plays, and everything you guys are doing is just reading it yourselves. Are you kind of getting a feel for the system without plays? Is that unusual?
Yeah. It's what we're working on right now is just like the basics of our offense and everything. It's going to take time. It's not always going to be perfect, but it's all about how we continue to trust it and continue to learn it. And when things aren't going well, are we going to revert to who we were in the past, or we can continue to get better with everything that's new to us? So we've got to continue to trust it.
What's the biggest adjustment from your vantage point through everything that you're trying to implement?
Everything is new. So attention to details is going to be key for us to be better, faster. And so all the little things that we pick up and we learn, we can't just skip over that. And we really got to understand that those little things can make a big difference. So for us, that's the most important thing.
Do you get what's not the right word? Nervous about that? Yeah. You had playing for one coach for a certain number of years. It was going pretty well for you. Going to something new now, was there any sort of nerves about how it's going to look? Or?
No. Always revert to things like that, like adapting to new things. As a kid, I moved about 7 or 8 times. So I was always learning to find new schools, find new teams, find new friends, and so everything was always new. So adapting to me in my life since a young age has always been something I had to do. So I'm not nervous at all.
Where does this rank on basketball adjustments? The biggest one you've had to make. Where does this rank in terms of saying you moved a lot? I don't know, elementary school, high school, college. This
Last.
Your shot has really been has been on point this preseason. Is there any secret behind that? What do you attribute that to?
No, it's everybody. We've been in gym this summer. Just working pretty much. That's pretty much it.
How are you guys? Can you explain the big differences between the offense you guys ran this year and what it is that you guys are trying to do this year? Is it a huge learning curve, or how do you?
Yeah, I think. Anything new, everything, something new is going to take some time. But, just learn our main concepts and stuff. Definitely different, playing more fast. Yeah. And just, throughout the concepts is just, different than any team I've been on. So just learning, had a preseason and, always a good test is in the games, to see where you're really at. We had some moments, but we got a lot to learn and get better at, but it's just different. But we're all pros. I think we got a lot of guys that's quick to learn, so I think we'll be all right.
Mike was saying that you guys didn't call a single play all game. Is that normal? Do other teams do that in your estimation, or is that something that you guys?
I think he just wants to just implement, playing fast in our defense, because honestly, especially first 3 quarters, until fourth quarter, like mid-fourth. You really don't need plays. You kind of just have concepts and you read and react. It makes it tougher for the defense, honestly, because they don't know what's happening. Because even offense, you don't know what's happening. You're kind of just reading how you're getting defended. So, that's fine. I think, once the game slows down in the fourth and last 5 minutes where, each possession is a little bit more valuable. But, the first 3 quarters just going up and down, playing fast, trying to make the right read. I don't think you really need plays.
You just said this offense is different from anything you've ever done. Is it it's not similar to anything you did in Phoenix or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some, but we had CP, man. He's man was a little old. I think he was sprinting up and down a little crazy. So, but obviously the concepts, there's some similarities, but as a whole, no. Maybe college. You still here? Maybe college. I think college. Maybe Nova. We was a little 4 out, 5 out type of system, a little bit more. We played a little bit slower in college though, but probably first.
Mikal, it's only been training camp and a couple preseason games, but what's your impression of Mike Brown as a coach so far?
Oh, real good, man. Just being on guys, holding guys accountable, preaching everything every single day. Him and his coaches, they all run a tight ship. You could tell that whatever we're doing out there, they're all on the same page, no matter what the situation is. and that's a lot of credit to him because I think he's the main leader, the vocal leader of his crew, and for everybody to be on the same page makes it easier for us players when they talk to us because we're gonna hear it from any coach I talk to, you're gonna hear the same thing, So it's been great, man, and I love just how he pushes us. Accountability. You can make some good plays, and the couple plays, you feel like you're not doing the right thing, he's gonna let you know. And I mean, why wouldn't you want that? Maybe in a moment, some guys might be a little upset about it, but I mean, you're gonna get to, man. It ain't gonna be no Mr. Nice Guy. You gotta hold people accountable, and he doesn't do it in a disrespectful way. He wants greatness out of everybody, and just being accountable is great. Play, and we all like and love each other, so it makes it easier to be out there. So just trying to find each other, and we kind of know where our spots are going to be, and we shoot every day, and we trust one another, and we just trying to find the right spots.
Defensively, it seems like you guys have had really good gap help when they're going to drive. It seems like there's two guys right there. I think Mike Brown said you guys call it shifting.
Yep.
Do you guys feel like your defense is a bit ahead of your offense, and do you feel like you guys have been defending? I know it's just preseason, but been encouraged with the team defense aspect on what you guys have done so far?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Defensively, I think we're a little bit more
ahead of the offense, maybe.
Yeah, and I think because at that point, I think it's more of a pride thing too, and trusting your guys where you don't want to get scored on offensively. Still trying to figure out spots and with guys, trying to figure out the offense a little bit, but defense comes down to just a lot of heart and playing hard. So, no, I think that's true. But I think we're still building in the right direction in both, and just keep stacking days.
Do you? I know last season you struggled in the beginning. Because you have the whole training camp of this team, you know these guys now. Do you think that getting off to a good start is something that's easier?
Yeah,
for you personally.
Yeah, and I think it helps, being here for a year and walking in the building and knowing where I'm at and seeing everybody, and then playing with the same teammates, pretty much same starting five, minus Josh, but Mitch was out there when he came back playing a lot with that lineup. It helps. You know what guys' tendencies and would like to do. Even Jalen, I think I have the most connection with Jalen on the court, and it's been a while since we played with each other besides in the USA, but, he's changed as a player a little bit, but still know where I could be at with him, but I also learned even more last year with how the player he's became and learning from that. So if I feel like I'm the closest with him and I still got to learn, there's a lot of other guys. So I think that whole year helps, and now, going off everybody, just especially starting lineup, I know everybody kind of plays, and, it takes time, what I'm saying? You can't just – it's not going to be just in 1-2 games, 2 weeks, a half a season. It's going to take some time, and last year definitely was a good amount of time.
How's your elbow?
No, we're good.
I feel like as a team, everybody's moving, and I'm taking advantage of guys moving, as well as guys are giving me open shots. So I feel like it's just playing into my benefit, but it can play into anybody's benefit as well.
Is it helping you showcase kind of what you can do offensively with creating your own shots and all that stuff?
Definitely. When you're putting guys at disadvantages, when they're long closeouts or a back cut and now you have an advantage, or, they're chasing you off a ball screen or an action, it's tough to guard.
Mike was saying that he hasn't instituted any plays yet. He's just letting you guys play. I mean, how helpful is that for establishing kind of the baseline with what you guys want to do?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I feel like at any time a coach can drop a play and you know exactly what to do, but to be able to read and react to what's happening out there, because, at the end of the day, he's on the sideline, so we have to play the game the way we've always been taught, and that's to move the ball, play the right way, and get guys involved.
Will that work? Not doing any plays, and then he's going to have to put in some eventually, right? Will that be okay?
He's the coach. I mean, if that's his philosophy, that's his philosophy. We're going to follow to the best of our ability.
How are you seeing guys adapt to this? It seems like a pretty big change. How are you seeing guys pick up the new system and whatnot?
Yeah, it's been good. I feel like everybody's adapted and has been able to figure out where they're comfortable, where they're successful in the offense.